morning, dear students. Welcome to your SST class. This is the continuation from the previous chapter, that is, every drop counts. Alright? So let's move on to the next, that is, sources of water. See, I have written on the board there are two main sources of water on earth. Rain, okay? Then second one is melting snow in the mountains. From these, okay, we get the fresh waters. There are two main sources of water, that is rain and melting snow in the mountains. We all know that our earth is covered with large water bodies, that is like oceans and seas. But the problem is we can't use this water for our daily purpose. For example, like cooking, drinking, taking baths. Okay, it's not possible. Why? Because the water of these oceans and seas are too salty. Okay, so it's not possible for us to use, okay, those waters. So, as I've told you, there are two main sources of fresh water. One is rain and the one is melting snow in the mountains. How do we get rainwaters? Obviously, when it rains, the water gets collected. When it rains, the water gets collected in pond, rivers, then tanks, lakes, etc. Alright, so when it rains, the water gets collected in pond, river, tanks, lakes, from where we can get the water. Okay, and some of the rains gets collected underground. Underground means when it rains, the water flows and the ground absorbs the water, and it gets collected under the ground, underground. You say underground water, isn't it? So underground water or groundwater. Groundwater. So this is the way we can collect the rainwaters from pond, river, tanks, lakes, even from the ground, under the ground. Okay. You must have seen in the movies or somewhere else how this underground water people takes or drawn out. Okay, to take out means to drawn out with the help of wells, isn't it? This groundwater people, they drawn out this water with the help of wells, tubes, and hand pumps, etc. So rainwater can be collected and stored in underground tanks, pits, or wells for different purposes. Okay, for different work. Even river water are not safe to drink, because as we have already learned, people throw garbages, waste products in the rivers. So it's not possible to use these water for our daily purpose. And when you throw garbages and wastes in the river, it makes the water unfit for drinking and also cause some waterborne diseases. Okay, waterborne diseases means when we get the different kind of disease if you drink that polluted water. Thus, water needs to be purified before drinking, otherwise you will get many diseases if you drink polluted water. So what are the different ways to purify water? At our homes we have modern technologies to purify waters, and you can purify waters at home by boiling, isn't it? And storing the clean water and covering it with a lid, okay? And do not keep it open. And so I have told you every drop of water is precious. There can be no life on earth without water. So we must not waste water. Okay? Although 3/4 of earth is covered with water, most of it cannot be used. And I have told you the reason why. Most of the water cannot be used. So, and this is the reason there is always a shortage of water. So, though we have lots of water bodies around this earth, on this earth, but not these all water are useful or drinkable or useful for our daily lives, because they are too salty. There is always a shortage of water. In the many villages of India, people have to travel a long way to collect the waters for their daily use. So it is important not to waste water while brushing teeth, bathing, and washing and cleaning clothes and cars, watering plants, and etc. And your rainwater harvesting is a good way to store water for the use, because rainwater is the source of fresh water. So in this chapter we have learned the importance of water and its sources and ways to save it, isn't it? Now this is the end of this chapter. I hope you have learned something new from this chapter. So please go through this chapter once again, read it at home and do the exercises accordingly. I'll give you the answers or whatever the things you require, okay, through WhatsApp. So this much for today. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Thank you so much.